This is the brief on the P-39 Airacobra in War Thunder. You know, this early game American fighter is infamous among veterans as a literal seal clubber, an absolute monster that experienced players used to just completely dominate beginners in realistic matches. First, let's talk flight performance. Down low, it has incredible speed, maxing out right around 641 kilometers per hour. Honestly, think of it like a heavyweight wrestler who's surprisingly light on their feet, but just completely loses their breath high up. Because it doesn't have a turbocharger, the engine basically suffocates above 5,000 meters, so you've got to keep your climbs well below that. It turns surprisingly well and holds its speed, so is this really your typical US fighter? Well, getting into the perfect position only matters if you can actually secure the kill, which brings us to its hardest feature. Second, you absolutely have to master its massive, nose-mounted 37mm cannon. It packs insane destructive power, literally one-shotting enemies. But it comes with a catch. It's got terrible muzzle velocity, heavy shell drop, and a tiny 30-round ammo pool. Now you might think 30 rounds is plenty, right? No way. A panicked beginner will empty that mag in seconds, hitting nothing but air. The trick is to use your secondary machine guns to kind of walk your tracers onto the target, confirm your aim, and then fire short disciplined cannon bursts. Finally, let's look at combat tactics. Against super maneuverable enemies like Zeros and Spitfires, you have to rely on diving boom and zoom hit and run attacks. Never get drawn into a flat turn fight. So, is the Airacobra actually overpowered, or does it just perfectly punish impatient players? Well, sticking to these strict rules is how you survive. If you respect its altitude limits and master your trigger discipline, this quirky plane absolutely transforms into the undisputed king of low-altitude dogfights.